See Ginger Gadsden only on News 6.
Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG. We're getting results in your neighborhood now at 4 p.m.
If you get in line at 1 o'clock in the morning for an 8:30 turkey, you need a turkey.
Now at 4, an annual staple here in Central Florida returning, giving hundreds of families a free Thanksgiving turkey. Plus,
I found the little boy Charlie.
Where at?
In the lake. I went kayaking this morning.
The frantic search for a 7-year-old boy with autism ends with a kayaker finding his body in a lake.
First, though, we are starting with breaking news. U.S. leaders say they helped secure a ceasefire in Lebanon, ending the fighting between Israel and Hezbollah. This is News 6 at 4. I'm Ginger Gadsden.
And I'm Justin Warmouth in for Lisa Bell. The war between Israel and the Iran-backed group has killed almost 3,800 people in Lebanon over the last year. Under the deal, a full and permanent ceasefire would be implemented immediately. There will be 60 days permitted for the full withdrawal of Israeli forces to allow the Lebanese forces to mobilize and move in to secure the area. President Biden just spoke about the deal minutes ago.
Today, I have some good news to report from the Middle East. I spoke with the Prime Minister of Israel and Lebanon. I'm pleased to announce that their governments have accepted the United States proposal to end the devastating conflict between Israel and Hezbollah. I want to thank President Macron of France for his partnership in reaching this moment.
And of course, we'll be staying on top of this story on News 6 and on clickorlando.com. You can also get breaking updates sent straight to your smartphone with the News 6 app. Just search WKMG in your app store.
Now to a tragic update. This afternoon, we are learning new details about the 7-year-old boy investigators found dead in a lake. In a new report, deputies say his home was unsafe. Charlie Newton was reported missing late last night. He ran away from his family.
They say he had autism, leading them to believe he was attracted to water. He was found just blocks away in Lake Lapanosa near Normandy Boulevard. News 6's Molly Reed joins us live from Deltona with more about what she's learning. Molly?
Well, Justin, this is unfortunately the third child in just the last 3 weeks here in Central Florida who got away from their family and had autism. The last two, unfortunately, were found dead in bodies of water. So when Volusia deputies got the call here about Charlie Newton last night, one of their first thoughts was to check the lake and the bodies of water, hoping they could get there in time. Unfortunately, at the time when they were searching, it was dark out, so it was not until this morning when a resident here found the body. Now, the sheriff says that this lake and the park were just a few blocks away from Newton's home. Now, speaking of Newton's home, we learned late this afternoon about some details deputies found when they went inside. They wrote that it was infested with roaches, minimal food, and no clean clothes for the 3 children. The fridge was chained closed, and there were dirty mattresses on the floor that the children were sleeping in. Now, deputies called DCF, who came in and investigated. They found the home unsafe for the 3 kids. We're told right now that the family has been put up in a hotel as the house is made livable. At this point, the parents are not facing any charges. In Deltona, Volusia County, I'm Molly Reed, getting results, News 6.
Just so sad all around. Molly, thank you. Today, we learned Charlie went to Spirit Elementary. School leaders say mental health professionals will be on campus on Monday to talk to grieving students, staff, and parents. Autism experts say children on the spectrum are often drawn to water, making drowning a leading cause of death for this group. We take a look at what different Central Florida counties are doing to protect kids with autism from this danger. You can find it on clickorlando.com.
We're following some breaking news at 4. A Lake County woman found guilty of killing her husband and burying him under a concrete slab will spend the rest of her life in prison. A judge sentenced Lori Shaver this afternoon. It's a story we've been following for years. Shaver was found guilty of second-degree murder in September for the death of her husband, Michael. Investigators found his remains buried under a concrete slab back in 2018. At the time, Lori Shaver told detectives that she hadn't seen her husband alive in 3 years and then stopped cooperating. The investigation took plenty of twists and turns, all leading up to this year. During the trial, Shaver actually took the stand, telling jurors her husband was physically abusive and claiming that it was her daughter who was 7 years old at the time, who shot Michael. Today, Michael's family released a statement saying his reputation had been tarnished. They described him as a kind and humorous soul, a brother, father, uncle, and friend.
For the past 9 years, she has walked free, while we have endured the pain of his absence and relived the events through the investigation. She has witnessed the growth of his children, all while shaping their perspective of him with lies and distortions. These stolen years can never be returned, and the void left in our lives is immeasurable.
Lori Shaver declined speaking at today's sentencing. Her lawyer announced plans to appeal. They also requested Shaver be placed in a North Florida facility for family visitations.
All right, we want to check on the roads right now. So here's a live look at I-4. This is near State Road 46. And we know a record number of people are hitting the roads for their Thanksgiving plans. And just as we're warming up, we can expect cooler temps once again. Meteorologist Julie Broughton is pinpointing it all for us. And when we talk about cool temps, we are talking cold.
Yeah, we've got a lot going on, and we've got a lot to get to before that. So for those of you who are heading out traveling tomorrow, we're talking about some fog tomorrow morning. If you saw fog this morning, you will see more tomorrow morning. It could be dense in some spots, so just make sure you give yourself extra time. I know a lot of you are hitting the road tomorrow for that holiday. And Ginger mentioned we are continuing on that warm trend. We'll be in the low 80s for Thanksgiving, but then we're tracking a couple of cold fronts. The first one comes through Thursday into Friday, and then a stronger one will come through Sunday. So temperatures really begin to drop for us on Friday, and we wake up Tuesday morning. A lot of us will be in the 30s, so we have a lot to pinpoint for you as far as big changes throughout the week. Here's what's happening for us right now. We're looking at 80 in Kissimmee, 79 in Orlando, and if you are in Mico, it is 75 degrees right now. We will break all of this down for you and take a look the next 7 days coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Julie, thank you. Well, here in Central Florida, Thanksgiving would not be the same without this yearly tradition.
Yeah, today marked the 16th annual Pendas Law Firm Turkey Giveaway across several cities, including Orlando. Photojournalist James Gosselin was there. Well, that's always a great event. And, you know, you heard Mr. Pendas there talking about the goal. Unfortunately,
he's always going to be doing
I think
this.
he's going to be doing that for quite some time. We appreciate that. I know so many people do. Well, it's also our favorite time of the year. News 6 and BFAR Contracting teaming up with the Salvation Army for the annual Angel Tree program.
Yeah, so we want to make sure 5,000 kids and 1,000 seniors have something under the tree. So far, more than 3,600 angels have been adopted. So great. And you can pick up an angel with the name of a child or a senior and what they want for Christmas on a tree at the Mall at Millennia or participating Chick-fil-A locations. You could also adopt an angel virtually. We posted steps on how to do that at clickorlando.com/angeltree. Angels and their unwrapped gifts are due back by December 11th. Well, there's a new tool to fight scammers. It's all through AI-generated bots pretending to be grandmas.
We're going to explain how it works coming up. Eric.
You know when you go to turn your disposal on and nothing happens, or you hear that buzzing sound? Well, there's a good chance that you can fix this on your own in 2 minutes and for free. Do this before you call the plumber. I'm Eric Von Ank, and getting results at home coming up.
Plumbers are expensive. All right, you're watching News 6 at 4. Getting results. We'll be right back.
News 6 Insider is sponsored by Orange County Library System. It's all in the plus. Download the News 6 Plus streaming app on your smart TV or streaming device to start watching today.
Have electrical problems? Mr. Sparky has you covered. Visit MrSparkyFlorida.com.
I think Destiny has taken a page from Jeff's playbook. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean,
I wasn't expecting
Broadway
that.
trained
Yeah,
acting
exactly.
there.
But that, I hope you guys watch that again because there are a few steps in there. But it's so helpful because the first thing you think to do is call a plumber. And just for a plumber to show up is so expensive. I remember when I moved into the house I'm in now, we had a shower thing that was stuck, and all I had to do was pull it harder. So a plumber came out, and it was still $85.
Let's avoid that. I think the best tip, though, he gave was hit the power before you do anything, before you mess with that garbage disposal.
All right, if you have a project you would like Eric to tackle, send us an email at gettingresultsathome@WKMG.com. And next week, Eric might just show up at your door.
All right, meteorologist Julie Broughton joins us now. We got some nice weather. Once again, it's really been a nice stretch of weather. We have some changes to talk about. They're not here quite yet, so break down what we can expect for Thanksgiving.
There is a lot headed our way as we move through the next several days. Thanksgiving looking really nice for us, so if you have any outdoor plans, you're looking good. Now, I do want to remind you we'll be dealing with some areas of fog tonight, so I know a lot of you are probably heading out to get a start on your travels tomorrow morning, so just keep in mind you could run into some of that fog on the roadways. Warm and dry for Thanksgiving. Then we're tracking our first in a series of fronts that's going to come through Thursday night into Friday. That will cool us down for the weekend, and then we'll see another front toward the end of the weekend, and that will make it even cooler as we start out next week. So I know all of you want to know your Thanksgiving Day forecast. This is what we can expect. Again, we're going to keep it warmer than normal with our highs in the low 80s. So you'll be around 80 degrees at 3 o'clock, 77 degrees at 5 o'clock. I think the clouds will increase throughout the day ahead of that front and those southwesterly winds. 70 degrees for you at 7 o'clock. Here's what it looks like for you right now outside. This is our Light Orlando Delivering Hope Together camera. 79 degrees, whole lot of sunshine. Winds are coming in out of the northwest at 7 miles per hour. We're sitting at 78 degrees in Leesburg. Lakeland, you're at 79, 78 in Ocala. Micco and Melbourne checking in at 75, and it is 77 degrees right now in Palm Coast. Here is our hour-by-hour forecast. So if you're not looking at the TV, you definitely want to check this out. This is our pet of the hour. This is Biggie. He's a bunny who lives in Winter Park, and here's a fun fact about him. He's actually afraid of printers, so he does not like the whole working at home situation. But isn't he beautiful? So 71 degrees at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, we're looking at 67 degrees, and we keep our skies clear. You probably can't hear Ginger, but she's making lots of oohs and ahs of adorable. Yes, he is adorable. All right, here's our temperature outlook as we head into next week. Notice the blue. That shows us we will be below normal, again, with that series of fronts coming. So here's the setup for us as we head into our Wednesday. Notice this front, it will stall out to our north, kind of wash out. Here comes a second front. So as we head into early on Thanksgiving Day, 2 o'clock in the morning, we'll see our winds starting to shift from the south and southwest. By 3 o'clock Thursday afternoon, that front is still to our north. As it gets a little bit closer to us through the overnight hours Thursday into Friday, I think we'll start to see some isolated showers, and rain chances for your Black Friday stay around 30%, but I don't think we're talking about any significant rain. The big story with that will be the cool down. Now, here's your hour-by-hour forecast.
Your forecast is sponsored by Renewal by Andersen.
56 overnight tonight. Again, watch out for those areas of fog tomorrow morning, especially areas west of I-95. 81 for your high tomorrow, 82 on Thanksgiving. Then those cool downs coming, 69 for the high on Saturday. And I want you to look ahead to Tuesday morning. That's when we're talking about 40 for the morning low. So, you know, some big changes, big swings there.
Yeah, that is for sure. All right, Julie, thank you. Well, scammers are constantly making phone calls to gather as much personal information as they can.
But what if the tables were actually turned? Coming up, how one company is using AI to waste time for scammers.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Light Orlando, delivering hope together.
Kick off the holiday season and light up Lake Eola with the City of Orlando and News 6.
There will be activities for the whole family, and you can get some shopping done at the holiday market.
Join us for this year's tree lighting celebration, Friday, December 6th, starting at 5 p.m.
Well, you may have experienced frustration when scammers call you and try to get your personal information.
Yeah, if you have a pulse, you're frustrated by it, right? But one company is using AI to flip the script. An English grandmother named Daisy always picks up the phone and then ties up scammers in endless chatter. London-based Virgin Media O2 created the AI-generated bot. The fraud prevention team in the company hopes Daisy's distracting dialogue will waste their time to keep them from targeting someone else.
So W is then a dot.
3 times W and then dot.
The reason why we used AI is because it doesn't sleep, it doesn't eat. You can use it 24 hours a day.
Awesome. The company also says they're working on other AI characters. Nothing more satisfying than hearing a scammer frustrated.
Oh my gosh, get a taste
else.
of your own
That's
medicine.
right.
You know, sometimes you don't love AI, but I love it for this right now.
Me too. Well, many people are getting ready to take off for their Thanksgiving plans, and at the airport, there could be some delays.
That's because of an ongoing shortage of air traffic controllers. Coming up, the local university working to change that.
Get the latest news, weather, and more from the new 6 Plus streaming app. Visit the Roku App Store to download the new 6 Plus app today. When you're faced with severe weather, stay protected with the new 6 Pinpoint Weather app. Powered by the most experienced weather team in Central Florida. Get severe weather alerts, check what's coming your way with interactive Futurecast, and know when storms are leaving your area down to the minute with our Storm Tracker radar. Keep your family safe with the power of the Pinpoint Weather team at your fingertips. Download the new 6 Pinpoint Weather app now and get results.
Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG. We're getting results in your neighborhood now at 4:30.
Now at 4:30, there is an ongoing shortage of air traffic controllers during a time when a record number of travelers are expected to fly for their Thanksgiving plans. We're taking a look at the local university with a solution.
First, though, with a Florida lawmaker expected to join the Trump administration, a special election will be held to fill his seat. Glad you're with us. I'm Justin Mormouth in for Lisa Bell.
And I'm Ginger Gadsden. This is News 6 at 4:30, getting results. Florida has set a deadline of April 1st of next year for the special election to fill the congressional seat vacated by Representative Mike Walz. Now, a well-known Brevard County politician is hoping to take his spot. Randy Fine, who just won his election for state senate, made the announcement earlier today. And over the weekend, President-elect Trump posted his endorsement. Fine will be going against two other Republicans, Donald Browning of Weirsdale and Joshua Vasquez of Ocala. UCF history professor and News 6 political analyst Dr. Jim Clark joins us now to discuss the race and what it means.
Right.
Thank you so much for explaining all of that for us. All right, let's get a check on the roads right now. AAA says a record 4.5 million Floridians will be driving this Thanksgiving. So here is a live look at I-4. This is near State Road 46, and you can see traffic is building there. We also should mention Orlando is a top travel destination for the holiday, and you saw Julie Broughton's forecast. You know why. Orlando International Airport expects to see close to 2 million passengers. Leaders with the Federal Aviation Administration are warning about an air traffic controller shortage, which could lead to delays. Now, that staffing shortage is a problem at airports across the country, though.
A local university working to change that. News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez shows us how. You know, I went to that school, and there was a time when a young Justin thought about getting into air traffic control because a number of my baseball teammates were going into that field, and they were talking about it in the pay. But it is a very difficult and no doubt stressful position to be in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really important job, and I think people just take it for granted.
No doubt.
And it's a young Justin that they would have wanted, right?
Oh yeah, I mean absolutely. And then, the Oklahoma City thing was another hang up, and so many people want to leave college and go right into the workforce.
Yeah.
And so to have that shortcut right there to get the same qualifications, it's incredible. And apparently to be an air traffic controller, you do have to be under the age of 30 when you're first hired, and that has to do with the required retirement age of 56. So we hope that more can go into the pipeline because, my goodness, are they vital.
Yeah, now is the time to consider it if you're at that sweet spot under 30, because you know when you're going to be done with it. They don't want you in your bad eyesight.
No, they do not.
And I don't either.
All right, speaking of Daytona Beach, Volusia County, where Embry Riddle is, here's a live look at the beach. We are starting to warm up out there. You know, if you wanted to go to the beach today, you probably were getting a good suntan as well because the UVs are high and it was warm enough to go out there.
No, it's very nice. I see a lot of people driving around in their convertibles with the top down. Meteorologist Julie Broughton is pinpointing everything we need to know this week. And the people who are coming from out of town, boy, have they hit the jackpot.
Yeah, I think they'll really enjoy it. You know, sometimes we don't necessarily like it super warm this time of year, but I think our visitors will like it. So we've got a little bit of something for everyone in the forecast. We are keeping it warm through at least Thursday, including today. This is our Light Orlando Delivering Hope Together camera showing still sitting at 70 79 degrees. Normal high this time of year is right around 77 degrees, so we're a little bit above that. As we check out along the coast, you're generally in the mid, even upper 70s in some spots. Melbourne right now checking in at 73. As we go farther to the north, up toward Daytona Beach, which we were just looking at that shot, 77 degrees right now, and 75 in Palm Coast. Across our interior spots, you're at 81 in Bartow, 79 in Lakeland, 78 degrees in the Villages, and Bithlow, you are checking in at 78 degrees. Now we're tracking a few fronts that are going to head our way. The first will come Thursday into Friday. The second will come on Sunday, and that is the really strong one. We will break all of this down for you and tell you how cool will be behind those fronts coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Julie, see you then. Thank you. So if you have family in town already for Thanksgiving, they have a chance to catch a launch later tonight. How exciting would that be? SpaceX is set to send another round of Starlink internet satellites into orbit. The launch was scheduled for this morning, but it was moved to 10:05 tonight. SpaceX did not give a reason for the delay. When it happens, you can watch it live on News 6, clickorlando.com, and on the News 6 Plus app. The Irish holiday spirit is coming to Orlando.
Tonight, Irish dance champions will take the stage at Dr. Phillips Center for a Celtic Christmas. The performance has a mix of traditional tunes, ballads, and some favorite Christmas carols, while also capturing what the holidays are like in Ireland. Plenty of dancing happening there. News 6 producer Brooke Savage spoke to two performers from the show who shared just how much work goes into Irish dancing.
It takes a lot of exercise too all year round to be fit. Like, you know, we're all going to the gym, and like we have like physio appointments and things to keep up so that we don't get injured, because it's, you know, it's very intricate. It can be very easy to pick up an injury if you're not like fit and ready to be there in form.
Yeah, in Irish dancing you're using maximum amount of effort for 4 or 5 minutes of a number and pushing to 100%. Then you have a few minutes to rest and recover and do it again through 10 or so different dances throughout the show. So when you're not on tour, you still have to keep staying fit, otherwise it's so hard to build back up to those fitness levels. You sort of have to jump like a basketballer and be as graceful as a ballerina at times.
Yeah, if you've ever seen them, your legs would be like jello after you're done, but they have to be conditioned.
Well, as a professional wedding dancer, I get it. It's like
are you a professional wedding dancer?
Yes, I am. Okay. Yes, no doubt. You know, it should be on my resume, to be honest. But no. I mean, it's like 2 or 3 songs and I'm cooked.
Yeah.
I need to take a break. They can't take a break.
No.
And they're doing it professionally.
Yeah,
so.
no one paid to see you dance at the
No,
wedding.
they didn't. No, they paid me to stop. A Celtic Christmas starts at 7:30 tonight at the Dr. Phillips Center if you want to check it out. And for the latest theater, arts, and entertainment news, check out the Setting the Stage newsletter. Just go to clickorlando.com/newsletter to subscribe.
Ahead at 4:30, we are talking all about Thanksgiving, of course.
Yeah, specifically what to do with that turkey.
We need help.
Yes.
Let's be honest. We need help with
We
this.
absolutely do.
And who better to help us than 2 incredible Disney chefs? From seasoning to carving, their tips for dishing out the best bird coming up.
You're watching News 6 at 4:30, getting results. We'll be right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by your Central Florida Honda dealers.
News 6 is giving back this holiday season by making local kids happy for so many reasons.
Angel Tree is here to spread joy near and far.
With help from News 6 and our friends at B-Farm.
Each angel is a child or senior in need.
Adopting one will make you feel merry indeed.
Can't make it to a store or don't have the time? You can buy or ship your gifts online.
Go to clickorlando.com/angeltree and start spreading joy to our neighbors in need.
Meteorologist Julie Broughton. It is 4:44, so we are all getting ready for the big holiday week. So I know you want that Thanksgiving forecast right out the door for you right now. So we are talking about a great day on Thanksgiving, especially if you like it on the warm side. Normal high this time of year is in the mid to upper 70s. We are on that warm trend, so we will top out in the low 80s, around 82 for Thanksgiving Day. I think especially for the latter part of the day, we will begin to see the clouds increasing, but it should be a dry day. Then we're tracking a front that will clear our area on Friday. So behind that, we'll see our wind shifting to the northwest. So we'll be in the low 70s, and we are keeping a few isolated showers in the picture for our Friday. I think rain chances will be around 30%, so nothing major. But at this point, if you're planning to head out shopping, you likely will need to take the rain gear because you might run into a few of those showers. Here's how we're looking right now. This is our Light Orlando camera over downtown Orlando, where it is so nice out there. 79 degrees with winds coming in out of the northwest at 7 miles per hour. Most of us right now are in the mid to upper 70s. Checking out what's happening for those of you along the coast. Areas like Palm Coast and Daytona Beach are at 75, 76 right now in Port Canaveral, and 73 right now in Melbourne. Sliding to our interior counties, a little bit warmer in some spots because, of course, it's always a little cooler along the coast during the day when we have that sea breeze. You're at 77 in Leesburg, Citrus Ridge checking at 79, 79 in Kissimmee, and 77 degrees right now for those of you in Sanford. So your hour-by-hour forecast is a warm one, but still, this is Poncho. He still wants to wear his festive holiday sweater. I think he looks absolutely beautiful. The red goes so nice with his fluffy hair. 75 degrees at 6 o'clock. By 7 o'clock, we'll be in the low 70s at 71, and 8 o'clock, 67 degrees. Please head to clickorlando.com/pin so you can share your pet photos with us. We love seeing them. Here's the setup for us as we move through the next couple of days. This is the southeastern United States. Now, right now, things are pretty quiet across our area. We are watching a front to our north. This front is not going to be able to make it all the way into central Florida, so that will not have any impacts on our temperatures. This is the front we're talking about that we'll be dealing with on Friday. So we stop the clock 3 o'clock Thursday afternoon. Maybe a lot of you having your meal around that time. We'll see those southwesterly winds, again, clouds increasing, but then through the overnight hours and then into much of the day on Friday, that front will be moving through our area. I think it should drop to our south by around 3 or 4 o'clock, but still we'll be looking at that potential of some isolated showers and then things cool down behind that. Now, here's your pinpoint accurate forecast.
Your forecast is sponsored by the Flooring Center.
56 overnight tonight in Orlando, 58 in Mico, and 55 in Ocala. Next 7 days showing low 80s for Wednesday and for Thanksgiving Day. Friday, that 30% chance of showers with a high of 74. So that's our first front, and then we'll be cooler for Saturday and Sunday. Then another front comes through on Sunday, and look at that, only a high of 60 on Monday. And then Tuesday morning, we wake up around 40 in Orlando, 30s northwest of I-4.
Poncho has been watching your forecast. He knows it's going to be cold.
He's beautiful.
Yeah, he really is. All right, thank you, Julie. All right, Thanksgiving is 2 days away. Time to thaw that turkey, right?
That's right.
And on a special edition of Florida Foodie, anchor Lisa Bell and Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos had a chance to talk about turkey preps with two incredible chefs from Disney.
Executive Chef at Hollywood Studios, John Prieto, and the sous chef at Hollywood Studios, Anthony Scott, came to our studio to talk seasoning, cooking tips, and of course, carving.
Just have them bring that over to your house.
I'll take that. I got faith in the Disney chefs.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, have you ever had anything bad they've made?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. Now, Disney cooks meals for more than 1,000 individuals and families at Coalition for the Homeless and Harbor House of Central Florida. 15 Disney chefs make the meals. Then the cast will go and serve the meals directly to those in need on Thanksgiving Day. And tomorrow, stick around for the second part on that carving. Lisa and Candace did a little bit more work on that. All right, News 6 at 5 is next.
A woman is back home safely after falling off a bridge and into the St. Johns River. We're going to give you a look at the technology that helped rescue her.
And some holiday hacks to make sure your Thanksgiving is terrific. Your pinpoint accurate forecast is just moments away. And don't forget, you can stream all of our newscasts and live cameras like this one you're seeing right now. It's a beautiful day out at the beach. You can stream it anytime on News 6.